Okay, I wasn't going to make this video until later in the week, but Spirit told me to make this video today, so I am. The video is about familiar spirits, what they are and how to recognize them. Now, a familiar spirit comes in the form of a loved one, and I am just speaking in general. Let me first say this, that it's believed in witchcraft that witches create familiar spirits and they send them to you, and they create them in the form of animals like dogs, cats, bugs, birds, roaches, so on, and they send them to you. I don't practice witchcraft, so I can't speak for that. So I'm gonna just go on and breeze past that. But I wanted to say that because, with spirituality, there's so many different practices and there's so many different beliefs that someone might see it and then, add their 2 cents that I did not ask for. Pulling back, a familiar spirit, you don't have to be spiritual to be seen by by a familiar spirit. The spirit can mount you and latch on to you, to any damn one. You don't have to be spiritual for familiar spirit. Normally comes in the form of someone a lost loved one, a loved one that has passed away. So someone it could be your grandmother, it's normally someone that's in your bloodline, but yeah, it would normally come in that form. The way that you can recognize if it's a familiar spirit or not, I'll give you an example of in your dream. When you dream about your lost loved one, your loved one should never speak to you. Normally when your lost loved ones come to visit you in dreams, they don't talk. They're just there. So say it's like your grandmother and she shows up in the dream. She will normally just sit there and not say anything. Your grandfather, your boyfriend. When my father's father, passed away when I was 19, and he's visited me in my dreams twice, and once I was about 24. It was after I had my son, and he didn't talk. So I didn't understand why he was in my dream and didn't talk, because at that time I was not spiritual, so I didn't know that it was really actually him. I was more confused that why would he visit me and not talk to me. Say for instance, my love that passed away in 2016. He was murdered in 2016. He's come to visit me once. Like twice, maybe twice in my dream. And when he showed up, he normally shows as someone else, still not talking to me, because what will happen is when you're deep in your grief, it's hard for your loved one to show themselves, right? So they may show as someone else that but still never talking to you. Circling back, when he did show up in the dream, he never spoke. And that would make me even more hysterical because he wasn't talking to me. And y'all know how it is with grief. Okay, going back to that. So if you say your love comes to you in your dream and they're talking to you, they're telling you to do things, they're having a full-blown conversation, baby, that is not your loved one. Again, I will reiterate, your loved ones will never speak to you in your dreams. They will never come and sit on the edge of the bed and have a full-blown conversation with you either. So that's another way. If you're doing spiritual work, they're looking for ways to get through. If you're not protected or anything like that, say you're getting spiritual readings with these readers that don't cleanse their energy and all the other shit, a familiar spirit could definitely come through. But you recognize it. It will also not look like completely, it'll look like your loved one, but something about it will be off. The looks of it, something about it will be off. More than likely in the eyes. Pay attention to the eyes. So, ways that you can try to prevent this is by knowing what you're doing before you start practicing certain things. Also, it's just being aware that this could happen. If you are approached by a familiar spirit and you recognize that it's a familiar spirit, you can let them know that that it's not your loved one and tell them to get their ass on.